Andy, coming back early when being down so much early, what was the key there?
You know, just trying to settle in a little bit. We've obviously talked about this environment. We've talked about how good this Kentucky team is, and boy, did they prove it early. Came out and hit us right in the mouth, and you know, if it was a 3-minute game, obviously we would have been in big trouble, but it's not a 3-minute game. I just told my guys to continue to battle. Our goal coming in here, we never talked about one time, hey, let's go in and beat the #1 team in the country. I just wanted them to compete for 40 minutes, and I certainly thought we did that. Gave ourselves a chance, really proud of the effort, proud of the fight. But this game is just one of 18. Hopefully it'll get people to realize and look at the numbers, the fact that, you know, the Southeastern Conference, I know the dialogue has already started about how bad it is, but the reality is the numbers don't say that. We're one of 4 leagues in the country that have 5 teams in the top 50, and we're not one of them. We're not one of those top 50 teams. We've got 10 teams in the RPI top 100, one of only 3 leagues. So the numbers don't back up the rhetoric. What we talked about was coming in here and really competing. And as I told my guys at the end of the game, obviously we're disappointed with the loss. You know, we had our all-league guy with a shot at the buzzer with a chance to steal this thing, and you know, the ball just didn't go in for us. But we have to take this same fight for the next night and the next night and the next night. And if we can do that, then I assure you this team will like where it's standing at the end.
Andy, you talked yesterday about how good Kentucky's defense was, and that you guys were able to score pretty frequently. Was the key just, I mean, this is a great night for you? Did you find something in that defense?
You know, Steph Moody's been our X factor, Stephen Moody. His quickness, I knew he was going to be able to manufacture shots because he's so quick. Cal was extending the pressure. It was really, really bothering us until we got it to Moody. And then we got it to Moody, and he got in the open floor and was able to get some things at the basket. And I think it settled us down a little bit. And then through some of the screening action, even though Kentucky was connected for the most part, Moody's a little bit like Marshall Henderson, and thank God only a little bit. But he's a little bit like Marshall Henderson in that he doesn't need much room to score. And he was able to knock in some shots. And I think it really relaxed our team. In the second half, we just told them to drive pressure. Cal, their team really gets up in you physically and forces you to do some things off the bounce. I thought we did a better job in the second half of getting in that mid-range, especially Jarvis, and finishing, because you have a hard time at the basket because they're so long. But I just thought we were aggressive on both ends, bodies on bodies. We told them if we could win the rebounding battle, we had a chance to win the war. We come up too short. In a one-possession game, they really hurt us in overtime of getting second and third chance opportunities, and it ended up being the deciding factor.
Andy, was it cramps with Moody in that overtime?
Yeah, you know, cramps at the end of the half. At the end of the game. I had to sit him about 3 minutes. I think I guilted him back into playing, and he goes in and he plays. He gets fouled on a 3-pointer. He's a top 10 guy in the country at over 92%. The rule is Cal gets to choose the shooter. I don't give him credit because I know he doesn't know the percentages, but somebody over there picked the right guy. MJ Brett goes 1 for 3. You know, it's a huge swing, and Moody can't re-enter the game because of the cramps.
Yeah, how did not having him affect your offense that last 4 minutes?
Everything. When I've got him, Snoop, and Jarvis, those are my guys, and we can do a number of different things because they're all capable of making the basket. You take one guy out of that equation, obviously it changes things tremendously.
Andy, what was Jarvis's health issue?
Jarvis's health issue?
Well, it looked like he
couldn't sit down. His back's cranky.
Yeah.
His back, I mean, he's the oldest 22-year-old in the country.
Andy, how much were you guys maybe trying to attack Ulis, the smaller guy?
Well, we were trying to attack him because that was the one player that we had a size advantage, and also because he's young. You know, they dig up in you. At the end, I'm sure Jarvis will tell you this when you talk to him, but at the end, you know, the shot Jarvis got at the end of regulation to win it, you know, it's a hard shot, pretty good look. You certainly don't want to turn it over, but he had a freshman on him. I wish he'd have made that freshman move his feet a little bit as opposed to settling, but I know he was just concerned about getting a look at the basket. You know, we were trying to attack Ulis because of size, but probably more than anything is the fact that he is a freshman.
How motivating a factor is it, or will it be for the teams in this league that maybe the rest of the conference has sort of been talked about and viewed as just speed bumps on this historic run Kentucky is
yeah, I think a speed bump would be an improvement on how people have talked about us. They haven't talked at all. Maybe now they'll see, hey, You know, if this team can play like this and battle, you know, maybe they got a chance. Everybody realizes, man, that's the reason it hadn't been done since the 70s, but going undefeated is difficult, very, very difficult. This game will help us because I think it'll show our guys, hey, we went toe-to-toe with the best and had an opportunity and came up a couple of plays short. I think it'll also help Kentucky because it'll wake them up to the fact now we're in league play and things change in league play.
Andy, the thinking has been that if you catch Kentucky on a night they're making threes, it's just impossible.
Yeah.
Yet you guys made it
How about
very
that?
plausible.
Yeah.
What
You
do you
know,
think?
there's a couple of things that jump off the page at you. Obviously, the fact that when you're in an opponent's building and they shoot more free throws than you attempt, when they make more than you attempt, you typically aren't going to like the result. And then compound that with the fact that they go 55% from three, you would think, if I told you those two stats, Jerry, and all your wisdom, you would say, hey, the Rebels are going to probably get pounded by about 25. But we hung in there, we battled, and aesthetically, we still break down in a number of situations. We forced some shots, but we made some plays too. I thought Snoop White, I thought Jarvis, in lieu of Steph Moody being out. Steph kept us in it early. Obviously, with the cramps, he wasn't able to play late. Our bigs battled their tails off because they're so long and so athletic up front. I was really pleased with the effort. Obviously, there are no moral victories. I've been doing this way too long to get any moral victory out of this, but I do think that it's a wake-up call for our team to show what we're capable of if we take the right approach.